The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Hey Teddy, have you noticed how little attention science and health issues get in the media?
Totally, Edgar, yet science information is very important.
Yeah, for sure. That's why the Health Journalists Network is here.
How can they help?
They are a group of journalists dedicated to advancing public understanding of healthcare issues through impactful reporting on health and science.
Oh, really?
Yes, they meet up every month with scientists and researchers, policymakers, and activists at the science media cafes. They then relay what they discuss to the public.
Does that benefit us?
Oh yes, very much so. This helps with health and science literacy for a healthy Ugandan society.
Okay. I love getting informed about science and health issues. Health information makes all the difference between life and death. I'll look them up and engage them.
That's great. They are based all over the country.
Oh, okay. That's interesting, and they should be making real impact.
They are empowering health communities through journalism. Journalists can save lives just like doctors.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.
Yes, most welcome, our beloved viewer, wherever you are across the globe. Here in Uganda is just 3 minutes past 4 p.m. or 3 minutes past 16 EAT, East African Standard Time. So wherever you are, depends. It could be a morning, evening, afternoon, a night. So wherever you are most welcome. This is Quadball. In this sports show, we look into the depth and elements of the Quadball as a game, previously known as Quidditch. This is a game that is universal, combines different games, including football or the one you can call soccer, not American soccer, but soccer. It combines rugby, handball. So it's a combination, but it's unisex or it's universal. It is played both girls and boys, or male and female, gents and ladies at the same time. So it's so interesting, and we are so humbled that we are having the administrator of Elsa Quadball Club and Elsa Africa. Elsa Africa is a foundation that is empowering communities, more so teenage mothers and teens, by giving them hands-on skills, at the same time giving them skills of the game. So we are blessed to have the administrator, Miss Mukisa Daisy. Miss Mukisa, you are most welcome.
Thank you. I'm really delighted to be with you right here today, and I would like to thank everyone who's watching, and I'd like to thank the Digital Talk. Like, we're really humbled to be hosting us every Wednesday. Well, to talk about, I'd like to talk about what's happening inside Quadball. Well, last week we started a new project, and it's in Budondo.
That's Jinja district,
yeah,
Eastern
Jinja
Uganda.
District, yeah, in
Okay.
Budondo, and we are working with New Hope School. It's a secondary school. So that school has teen mothers. What we decided to do, we came to realize that these teen mothers, some of them, they are not interested in Quadball. But what can we do apart from Quadball? So we can teach them how to mend clothes, how to make pads of their own. So we started last week, and so far we are having a number of 50 girls.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, that's good. That's good. Now, I'm so delighted that at least you're expanding to more secondary schools and more so outside the cities. because when we talk about Budondo is not in the middle of the city, but it's outside the city. So it's so interesting. So what are the aims? What are your major targets and aims of this outreach to the teen mothers in such rural areas where one would think there are no things like the material being used, or if they are to be there, they're expensive. So what are you targeting?
Our target is, first of all, as I told you, that mostly we are looking out to teen mothers. We are sensitizing these girls, so by the end of actually within 5 years, would like, because if you come to make a research, actually most of the teen mothers, the number is always high in Jinja, if you go deep down in Jinja. So our target is to at least to decrease the number, to reduce the number of those girls, those teen mothers. So if you can sensitize them earlier, if you go down to the schools and you sensitize them earlier before, and you teach them how they can look for money themselves before being seduced by men, because if you find out in most cases these girls are tempted by these men. So if you come down and you teach them that you have to do this, you look for the money. If you get money, you can buy this for yourself instead of going and sleeping around with men. So that's one of the targets.
Now, one would wonder, have you tried to find out what could be the reasons as to why these teen girls become mothers? What influences them to become so?
Actually, first of all, I would say that parents, that is number one, they have neglected a lot. Actually, they've neglected their children a lot. Like in most cases, they're deep down in the village. You might find that a child of 15 years is being sent like to the well alone at night. They do not mind. And the parents of these days, they do not counsel their children. They got no time for their children, and they do things in an open place whereby you find that a mother can do anything without minding a child is there. So we as parents, I might say, we are living examples to the generations there. So it starts with a parent. If the parent neglects the child, of course the child will grow anyhow. So what I might say that we start with the parents, and parents, we should teach our children to be God-fearing. Most of the parents, they do not mind about that. And most of the parents have forgotten that all in all, you have to rely on God. And thirdly, that parents, actually all at the end of the day, it's parents.
That's around the parents.
Yes. Some of the parents, they do not value education. So, yes, they do not value education. They'll be like, after all, you also go to school. I'm making money. You can also make money. You go and dig and make money.
So they take a girl child as a commodity.
Definitely.
To accumulate wealth. Okay. Now, we understand that this project of Jinja in Eastern Uganda began last week. What are some of the key areas that you've managed to handle, and maybe you've managed to accomplish in the few days that you've been in Eastern Uganda?
So far, it's only Budondoli. That school, as I told you, so far I have 50 girls. It's only Budondoli. That school, New Hope SS. Yeah.
Okay. So in Budondo, majorly, have you tried to engage even their parents? How did you come up to zero around Budondo?
Before that, we had to first reach out to the school, because you can't just approach someone who's killed like children like that. So we had to approach the school, then the school reached out to the parents. Yes, that's what we did in the first place. Then the parents gave us permission to go, because there are many, and you might find that the parents like, no, me, my child is okay. You shouldn't involve her or him in that, because we don't only deal in girls only, but also boys. Yes, so we first engage the school, then the school passes the information to the children, then the children pass the information to the parents. Yes.
So how has been the feedback, the attitude towards your program of engaging these teen mothers?
Of course, it's overwhelming, because at first the first day we went there, we had actually like 20 children, but within actually 1 week, the number estimated to 50 because we were there only 1 week. As I told, actually, as we've been telling you people out there that we lack actually things. The things are not enough when we are using like the raw materials we used to make pads. They used to make doormats because we even make doormats these days. They are not enough, so we need support from other people. So now the number is high, so we had to deal with that number. They are still coming in, but have to stop them because we lack raw materials. Yes.
Okay, it's so interesting that at least our teen mothers and girls are getting and having what can make them busy, and not only making them busy, but maybe even have a generating income source. Now, most of the time, village teen mothers, you said most of them are school dropout.
Yes.
And these things have, don't they have some element or areas of maybe some basic education, or even the one that never went to school can access it? And if it's so that even an illiterate can access your skill training centers and lessons, what are those basics that teen mother who is literate is supposed to come along with?
Totally nothing.
I just come with my head.
Yes, you just come with your head and you join, as long as you actually give us your details, where you're coming from, your ID, and actually we reach out to the parents, because some teen mothers are also staying with their parents. Yes, others with their husbands. But if still the husband is interested, we're good to go. So
do you even welcome a husband? Maybe let's say the husband is in the same age bracket of maybe, let's say, 16 to 19. Those are teens. Now the husband says, you want to go alone. Let me accompany you and we go together. Have you experienced such scenarios? And if so, how have you handled?
Well, let me tell you one thing. We have actually, for starters, there in Bunamwaya, we had a boy. He was playing quadball, but eventually the boy married. So we didn't chase him away. He's still with us right now. So if a husband is out there with a wife, with a husband, they're both teens, we do welcome them, because we do not only deal with teen mothers, but even the boys, because in most cases, why did Elsa come up with quadball? Because it's a gender mixed balance sport. Boys are always left out. So we decided to come up with that. If the husband is willing and determined, and you might find the husband can even get some money out there and support the wife and buy some raw materials, you're welcome. We do not chase anybody, as long as you're free. And actually, yeah, I think that's all. We do not chase anybody.
Okay, that's good. So when every teen outside there, don't say that you were left out because you married too early, and you don't think that maybe they only welcome girls. You can also join your fiance, your wife, and be part of the trainings. But now, the way you explain it seems to be a bit expensive. How have you managed to gather the material to sponsor? Because the way you're speaking, it's like everything is on you, is on Elsa. Elsa Africa, Elsa Quadball Club. How have you managed to solicit and maybe to extend a hand to those teen mothers that you're targeting?
Like I told you, like we always say here, we always have our platforms. So after that, we put our content on our platforms. So earlier, last week, we had Martha. Martha, she's in UK. She's the one who supported that. She's the one who's supporting that project of Dondoli Hope. Yeah. Okay. She's the one. So we get support from our other people who are willing to support.
Okay.
We put in, and also other people helps us.
Hey.
Yes.
So our viewer out there, you could be having any support. Don't hesitate. Just reach out to us. We shall link you so that you help out to see that our teen mothers are empowered, and maybe we can change societies. So now, we understand you've got donations from Canada, USA. How have you managed to get these reach outs? How do they contact you? Is it through your platform, your website, or they just as you're moving around, someone's like, "Where are you going? Can I follow you?"
And no, through our social media handles. So, like those of Canada, Quadball, recently they sent us shoes. With these shoes I used to play Quadball, and we are very grateful and really appreciated that support. And we distribute not only actually shoes, but they gave us stickers, and we are expecting more. That's what we believe, because they were very happy. They didn't expect that we'll distribute the shoes. They thought that because they were not the first people to be given such things, they've ever actually supported such people, and they sold them out. But for us, we did as the expected. We distributed the shoes to the children, and they used them to play Quadball, though not everyone that actually, the shoes were fitting everyone. Even that guy I told you about, the married guy, got a pair of shoes. Okay. So everyone got shoes apart from actually there are like 20 who didn't get. Others were very small, others were very big sizes. But we believe, as they promised, they will send in more shoes. And I'd like to say that we are very grateful and happy to join us through this journey. It's not an easy journey. So shouldn't be like our place. You shouldn't give up very easily, because we've been in this for years.
Yes, I understand. You were supposed either to participate in a tournament, either in Canada or Germany, Switzerland. How far? How far have you scrutinized the team that is going? Oh, I can come and train today. Tomorrow I join you so that I can go to Germany.
In fact, this last year we are supposed to go. This year we're supposed to go to Switzerland, but as I told you, at times we fail because we lack enough funds. We find that most students do not have passports. They fail to raise school fees. What about passports? So our parents will be like, I want to pay for the passport. Let me first pay tuition for my kid. So some of them, they lack passports, others air tickets. So we try to raise, but as you know, people need. Actually, a lot of people do not know about those funds, GoFunds thingies. So you have to first sensitize them, actually do a lot of campaigns so that people can come in and support you. So we had to let it go for this year, and we didn't go to Switzerland, but we are actually preparing ourselves for the next tournament. So that's why we're calling everyone who's willing to support. So we have our players. You can see we have Melissa. If you're interested in one of our players, when I'm paying that for actually that person our passport, I'm paying for our air ticket. We're always actually invited. But what really stops us always is the accommodation, air tickets, passports, everything, the input. We are always ready, and we have the teams. Our teams are always ready. That's what I can tell you. If you ever watched our matches, our teams are always ready. But what really sabotages everything, it's the funds, the financial. Actually, we're not financially stable. Yes.
Okay. Our dear viewer outside there, you can visit the website. It's www.elisaafrica.org. .org. So whenever you are, just look for Elsa Africa. You shall see all their activities, the programming, the trainings, the matches. The website is busy. You can reach out to them so that we can help change societies, change the lives of the young ones. And you understand, this is a new game in Africa, it's a new game in Uganda, and we believe that together, you and us decide, we can change and maybe develop talents of our future generations and other generations to come. Now, back to the trainings. We are from holidays. I understand. Have you? Okay, show us a picture of how your holidays were before going back to school.
I might say that we didn't have actually trainings during the holidays because most of the children, since it was the first time they're preparing for it, they're preparing themselves since it was a new year, new term, so we didn't go for trainings. But we've resumed last week. We're there at our pitch in Bunamwaya. We've resumed trainings, and actually we have a plan of going to Jinja. We train those girls who are willing. As I told you, some of them are willing, others are like, no, I can't join this. They think that they're big enough to be part of it, but they do not believe in themselves. But believing in themselves, I think it's a good thing. They will just adapt it with time. But we started last week, the trainings. And by the way, we have a plan that actually we've come up with something about the jersey. We're selling jerseys. If you see a player, and this player, and the money we raise is the money which is going to help us fund the trips we're having, the tournaments we are preparing for. If you're interested in a player, you just buy the player's jersey. There is a name and the player's name and the number.
Okay.
Yes, if you're interested in a player, just
say,
reach out. Yes, and
I just said I need Daisy.
Yes.
Mukisa.
The beta. Because we have betas, so if you need a beta, you just come and say like, I need a beta. And what's the name of the beta? It's Aggie. Then they name Aggie. They put Aggie on the jersey. I think that will also help.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, actually now one of our players out there, you can reach us out through our platforms, that is Elsa Africa and Quadball Uganda on Instagram, and we're also on Twitter, even on TikTok.
I have my family friend is 22, I think now, because you know you women, you hide your eyes, but she's around 70 kg. So she was asking, does Quadball have a weight or any weight can join? And so I told her I will ask for you. So tell us what is the best, what are the best kgs, or at least best kilograms one can want to be fit for the game.
Well, I'm not the coach, but the little knowledge I have, actually we grade them.
Okay.
According to that kilo, because you can't get someone with a kilo of 70 and you put her, and she plays with a kilo of 20. That is impossible. We just grade them according to their kgs, and even the heights and even the ages. That's why we have the teens, the youth, and even the children.
Because she might be, now she follows in the youth, but now I just imagine.
We'll group her.
I just imagine, most of the colleagues are in 50s, 55, 60, 60. Now for her, she's in, let's say, 70. Won't she be left out? Because now the kilo bracket doesn't favor her. So how do you, how much you not the coach, but being an administrator, at least you have a picture. How do you handle such, like if she's one out of maybe 20?
Actually, we've never actually experienced that. We've never got one actually who actually has more kilos than others. But I think when such a person comes in with more kgs, it gives an opportunity to open doors for others, because you might find that there are also people out there who are willing to join, but they're scared because of their weight. And to exercise, I think they'll end up losing that weight.
Okay.
But 70 kgs.
Okay. As we are coming to the end of our day show, I want you to break down the game. More so because in the media every day we have new viewers, new followers. So someone might want to understand. At least you might not be knowing too much, or maybe the beta is like this, but at least categorize for us that we have beta, we have chaser, we have broomstick, this and that, so that people get familiar with these wordings and terminologies of the game. Because like when you talk about football, we have offsides, we have referees, we have defenders, we have strikers, we have goalkeepers. So we want you at least to also at least re-break down and categorize these different departments of the game.
We have the chasers and we have the beaters, and beaters are the ones with quaffles, and these quaffles are used to hit someone who's going to score. So if you see someone going to score and you hit that person with a quaffle, and these quaffles are held by the beaters. Each side has to be with, actually there are supposed to be 3 balls. It depends how fast you are to earn these 3 balls. There are 3 balls. Each side has the beaters. We also have the chasers. We also have the sniff, who comes in later at the end of the game with the board behind.
For us, we call it a tail.
Yes.
Okay.
And besides that, when you're playing this game, you're supposed to be with a broom in between your legs. And mind you, it's not harmful. As you see those kids, they are not harmed. They are playing it with love, peace and joy, and they do not hit themselves. And another thing, when playing this game, you have to be, first of all, God-fearing, understanding, friendly. And we teach these children that each and every one you see there at that pitch is your sister and brother, because we don't want anything else. We have big children, the youth, we have the teenagers and also the children, because in primary.
So it's like a family.
It's like a family. So if you join us, know that you're joining a family, nothing else. Yes. So on the pitch there, they play with love, care, and happiness.
So now, I want to bring my sister from down in Mayuge. She's in Mayuge.
I get this.
Yes, in Usoga. Do you accommodate them? Or I have to cater for that person?
No, we do not accommodate these children, because even the ones we started with, they stay at their parents. That's why I told you that before engaging in these children, we first reach out to their parents. We do not take them, we do not do that. Everyone stays at their homes. They just come for that game, that's all. But if someone is out there, is interested in supporting this, because you might find that these kids out there, where they're staying, they are tortured. Yes. Like that.
And maybe not tortured, but when that person thinks of the distance from where he or she stays to the pitch is a little bit far. So if you're outside, you're out there and you would wish to get a dormitory, to get...
And if you take them in the boarding section.
So you are also welcomed. So as we conclude, your closing remarks.
I would like to thank Madam Martha. As I told you, she's the one who's with us in this new project in Budondoli. That is New Hope SS second, in Jinja. We're really grateful and appreciate for the work you've done. And well, with the money she sent, we are using this money to train these kids these teen mothers, how to make themselves pads, how to make themselves sweaters, how to make themselves sponges, because you can even sell those. They're not making these things for themselves, but they're making these things so that they can raise money and support themselves and support their children too, because most of the fathers, they abandon these children and their mothers. So they're only doing this to support themselves and their children. And others, actually when we talk to them, others, they're not in school. Apart from those in Bund, others are not in school, and they're willing and likely to go back in school so that they can do anything else apart from breastfeeding.
Okay.
So we're really grateful, Madam Martha, and may the good Lord bless you. And another person is Madam Sophie. We're really grateful for the balls. She always gives us those balls you see on the page. She's the one who always supports us when it comes to balls. She always comes in very fast every year, by the way.
Okay.
And really grateful and happy. And another person who always supports us is called Isla Adams.
Okay.
We're really grateful. He always gives us cash. We're really grateful and happy. May the good Lord also bless you. And another person, that is Quadball, Canada. Really appreciated what you did for us for the last year, and we still hope more this year.
Understand you are even Vietnam Quadball Association is in touch and collaboration with you. So we also have to thank Vietnam Quadball Association for being part of the journey that is developing the game in Uganda, that is Quadball or Quidditch. Yeah. So in regards to mama or papa, husband, boyfriend, you know. Okay, it has been a wonderful show, a wonderful discussion. We are so grateful that you've joined us from wherever you are. I am Mokose Arnold Anthony, host. Today we've been with Miss Mukisa Daisy, the administrator. Till next Friday, I thank you, Princess Eluwe Deliri, and my director, and my producer, Teddy Tenjo Nawukera, for today's show. You are so humbled. May the good Lord bless you, and be blessed in whatever you want and whatever you're doing.
The Alternative Dig Talk. Real issues, real talk.